I only buy the finest tea leaves. Zesta. See BOPF.
If BOPF is indicated on the pack.
Zesta, the art of tea.
Despite the railway strike coming to an end, the problems of the commute is far from over. The Lanka Private Bus Owners Association has announced that they will commence a strike action from midnight tomorrow. The president of the association, Gamanu Wijayaratne, said this decision was arrived at owing to the failure of the authorities to pay attention to their request for an increase in bus fares. In other local news, President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the Parliament's Select Committee is the best platform to reach an agreement on implementing the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. The President had made this observation during talks with India's National Security Advisor, Shiv Shankar Menon, this morning.
The Presidential Media Unit said that the President had clarified to the Indian National Security Advisor the practical problems that arise when granting police and land powers to the provincial councils in a small country like Sri Lanka. The President had also reiterated that the concept of implementation must be both suitable and agreeable to all sections of the country. Issuing a communique, the Presidential Media Unit noted that President Rajapaksa had also informed an Indian National Security Advisor that reaching an agreement on the 13th Amendment to the Constitution is a priority for the government and that the participation of the Tamil National Alliance in the Parliamentary Select Committee is important. The President had also asked that India encourage the Tamil National Alliance to participate in the PSC. According to the Presidential Media Unit, the President had also noted that the government is committed to taking this process forward, regardless of what obstacles may arise. Director of the Prime Minister's Office in India, Manu Mahawar, India's High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, YK Singha, and India's Deputy High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, P. Kumaran, also participated in these talks.
Meanwhile, a meeting between the leader of Sri Lanka Muslim Congress, Minister Rauf Hakim, and the Indian National Security Advisor Shiv Shankar Menon in Colombo today.
Representatives including parliamentarians from the Sri Lanka Muslim Congress were present during this meeting. The representatives informed the Indian National Security Advisor of their stance on opposing changes to the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. We informed him of our public stance, and we will not pledge our support to any amendment to any section of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. He informed us of the Indian government's stance, that India is not considering this as an issue facing a single group or ethnicity, but as a main issue for all Sri Lankans. He said that the Indian government's concept is that it should not be changed and that there should be broad discussions. We were also informed that they have expressed their dismay over any measures to have this amended in haste or to dilute it. Minister Rauf Hakim also commented on the Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to look into the political and constitutional reforms to enable all Sri Lankans to live as one nation. It is not only habit but also a tradition in Parliament and a responsibility to allow all parties to participate in this. What we can see is that this government has shirked its responsibility somewhat in this case. We think that if you look at the current constitution of the Parliamentary Select Committee, it would be more apt to name it a cabinet subcommittee than a PSC. There is no acceptance of such a select committee because everyone knows that you cannot leave aside the political parties that represent key sections of the population of the country, reach an agreement and then exhibit it as the national agreement.